With Barnstable Today, I'm Sarah Colvin. This week was rather busy for us on Barnstable this morning. On Tuesday, Chief of Police Paul McDonald provided some important information about tomorrow's Prescription Drug Take-Back Day.
This is the fourth time we've done this. We've done it over the past 2 years. It comes about on every 6-month interval. The reason we're doing this is because a lot of the B&Es, a lot of the burglaries we're covering, we find that people are going in, breaking this house for the specific reason of trying to get these controlled medications from the medicine cabinet. Also, we all have this unwanted medicine that's expired. We no longer want it. People are concerned, how do we get rid of it? Some people, they're a little skittish about taking it to the dump. And a lot of people, they're either flushing it or they're dissolving it and putting it down the sink. And that's probably the very worst way to dispose of any type of controlled substance, because then it goes into our sole source water supply. So what we're doing is giving everybody an opportunity to bring it to the station. No questions asked. Just drop it off and we're good.
Exactly, and as you said, not only to try and keep it out of the wrong hands, but also really important not to put it into our water system, because again, as you said, of course, here on Cape Cod, we do have that single source aquifer, and really not good to have all those chemicals in our water.
Right. When you pick up your prescription drugs, there's all kinds of directions that come with it, but there are no directions of how to dispose of it if it expires or if it's no longer needed. And people, they're a little concerned. Can I bring it to landfill? Can I throw it in the dump? How do I get rid of this? So if there are any questions, just bring it to us and we will take care of it for them.
Sure. Chief, what kind of drugs do you accept? Is there anything that you don't take?
No, we will take any and all drugs. We'll take any and all drugs. It's at the headquarters station at corner Finney's Lane and 132. It's from 10 to 2. You do not have to be a resident town of Barnstable. You come in and we'll take anything and everything, including hypodermic needles. Admiral
Richard Gernon of Mass Maritime Academy addressed a recent incident on campus on Tuesday morning as well. Now, when it comes to, protecting the cadets and maintaining security on campus, how do you deal with issues such as this?
Well, it's important for all of us to be cognizant of the privacy of the victim. And I'm glad that the Cape Cod Times does not identify victims of sexual assault. With regard to the student, although we do our best to train students to be both ladies and gentlemen, occasionally people make mistakes, and in the obvious case in the front page of the Cape Cod Times this morning, the student is alleged to have committed a serious sexual assault. He was immediately separated from campus, turned over to the Bourne Police. He spent the weekend at the Barnstable County House of Correction and was bailed on Monday pending the criminal charges. He will not be allowed on the campus until the charges have been cleared, so that will be some time.
DPW Director Mark Ells outlined a $4.1 million project now underway in Hyannis.
At our well fields, the Maha and the Straightway well fields off of just to the north side of Scudder down in Hyannisport, or West Hyannisport really, but it's within our well field areas, and they're a little bit different variety than the higher towers that you see. They're lower storage tanks. One's 800,000 gallons, the other's 400,000 gallons, and basically they're there to provide an equalization for the pressure within the system and to provide for fire flows when we need them. And the reason we wanted them on that southwest side of the system is so we could make sure that, again, we had that flow during those high demand, like a fire flow scenario, that we had those flows throughout the system.
On Thursday, Finance Director Mark Milne talked about some special legislation they're hoping to pass that pertains to sewer betterment payments.
Yes, the town, we're going to be asking the council to consider filing some special legislation that will change the way betterments are apportioned for people that are affected by them.
Right.
Yeah, go ahead.
Exactly. So, and there's currently, if you can explain, currently right now, the way it is, it's a level principal way of paying, which means that the principal payments stay the same throughout the 20 years of the term of the loan, so to speak, and the interest payments are adjusted, resulting in a change in annual payment. Correct?
Correct. Yeah, and That's currently the way the law is written. That's the only method we can use to amortize a betterment that's assessed to a property owner. They have the choice. When we assess a betterment, the property owner has a choice of either paying the entire betterment off or paying a portion of it and then apportioning the balance to 20 years, their next 20 years' tax bills if they choose to do so. And so if they choose to apportion the betterment, then we have to amortize it like a loan, but the amortization method requires a level principal payment, meaning that the amount of principal they pay off on that balance, on that loan every year remains the same. Therefore, the interest payments decline every year because there's a smaller principal balance that remains. And so that sets a higher annual payment the first year of the loan, and then it goes down every year thereafter.
Exactly. So, you know, as you said, that's the way the law stands. That's the way things are supposed to be done. What are some of the options that you're considering? And let's talk a little bit about the pros and cons of those.
Okay. The first one we're trying, this legislation addresses two different things. The first one is that we're asking that they allow us to, homeowners to apportion the unpaid balance on the betterment over a 30-year period as opposed to a 20-year period. This will help reduce the amount of the annual payment, and that's the positive side of this, is that it helps. You know, amortizing the loan over a longer period of time allows the person to incur a lower annual payment on that betterment, but it stretches the loan out over 10 more years, which means over the life of the loan, they'll pay more in interest.
And Halloween, of course, is this Monday. Wednesday, we had a spirited discussion with Van Northcross of Cape Cod Healthcare, focusing on kids' safety and health on this fun holiday. It's definitely the #1 priority. So what about masks, Van? Some just cover the eyes and some fit over the whole face. Is one type better than the other?
Well, given the choice, I would choose neither, particularly for little kids. And again, you know, as an adult looking at a little kid with a funny mask on, it's just cute as can be, and you laugh and you want to take pictures. But if you think of it from the kid's perspective, from the inside, looking out, they can't see any of that. They can't see what's on their face or on their head. All they know is that their vision is restricted, especially the peripheral vision. So that's again not the best idea to do to a little kid that you're sending out on a you know, dark evening or you know, to do any kind of activity really. Face painting is a much better idea there. You know, you can do some really creative, fun things with face painting, or even the little kind of masks that you would have on a stick that you could hold up in front of your face.
What other examples of good versus bad treats can you give?
Well, you know, I guess you get the idea there. They all have these nutrition facts on them, and it's good to read, but like one of the worst chewy ones you can get is the Brock's milk chocolate caramels. I love those, and I'm going to eat them many more times in my life, but you just need to be aware that 4 pieces of that is 16 grams of sugar and 160 calories. A much better choice there would be a Tootsie Roll. The Tootsie Rolls are very popular. You can have 3 pieces of that and only have 70 calories. Be
sure to tune in to Barnstable This Morning every weekday from 7:30 a.m. to 9 right here on Channel 18. With Barnstable Today, I'm Sarah Colvin.